So 4.2 starts off pretty slow. They give us a linear graph. And it's in the form of y equals mx plus b, which you guys are all familiar with. All it asks us to do is to figure out how long it takes for the tank to be empty. So we look at the graph, we see that this is the volume of the tank on this side. It starts at 6,000, it goes down to 0. That would be when it's empty. And we can watch the progress of that emptying until it reaches 0. And that's at, the minutes are on this axis, it's at 60 minutes. So when we look at the graph, it's ridiculously easy to see that the time t, equals 60 minutes when the volume equals 0. So volume is 0, t is 60. There's the point, right? Then they say, well, what if you didn't have the graph? And all you had was this formula, could you still figure out when it would be, how long it would take for the volume to be 0? Well, yeah, because volume is on the y-axis, so that would be the answer. We would set 0 equal to negative 100t plus 6,000, and then we use our wonderful algebra skills to just isolate for t, figure out what it would be. So the first thing I want to do is see that there's a number here by itself, so I'm going to move it over to the other side. Minus 6,000 will get it over there. So negative 6,000 now equals negative 100t. Well, this is being multiplied, so I'm going to divide it. Go on this side, divided by negative 100, that wipes it out here. Negative 6,000 divided by negative 100. Negative divided by negative is a positive, so we wipe those out. Zeros over top, looks like it's just 60. You could have done that in your calculator, but it would have wasted time. 60 equals t. So when we plug 0 in, we can get out the number that shows us what the x-intercept is. Now your book likes to use x-intercept, roots, and zeros. These are the same things. When they're asking you for the roots of an equation, when they're asking you for the zeros, or for the x-intercept, we're talking about the same thing, where the line hits the x-axis. With the caveat that zeros might also include, well no, they usually just talk about the x-axis. They might talk about the y-axis as a 0 as well, but for the most part, they're really focusing on this one. If they're focusing on this one, they'll ask you for the y-intercept or the intercepts. So just something to note going forward, this is going to be a big focus for us, and the way that we get these, no matter what you call them, is to set the equation equal to 0.